There you go. Welcome, 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 everybody, up to Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You're watching Open. Thank you for tuning in and checking it all out. We've got you covered like a blanket. In fact, coming up on today's show, we'll shine a light on a visual artist and her most recent projects. Then we'll speak to a Miami-based entrepreneur and vegan chef who will promote her new plant-based food item and highlight how she's inspiring others to embrace healthier eating habits. And then we'll hear from a pair of brothers who will shed some light on the work that they are doing in the New Jersey area to promote health and wellness and highlight a new partnership that's healing and helping to fuel their goals. They've got a whole lot going on. We'll speak to them a little bit. And then we'll sit down with a real estate advisor about how you can turn your home into a profitable investment. You don't want to miss it. Sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. Here we go now. Right, we're watching Open, that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest is a visual artist and brand marketing specialist, filmmaker. She does a whole lot, and a musician too. And she joins us to share her latest work and to speak about where her passion is for the visual arts and where it has taken her in her beautiful work in 2024. So please welcome to the show, Sheila P. Sheila, welcome.
Hello.
How are
Hi,
you?
Bob. Great. Nice to be here. Good
Yeah,
to see you.
nice to see you too. You've done so much. Tell us about some of the work that you do and how you got started into the visual arts area.
Well, currently I'm a creative director. I work with a number of different brands,
Hmm.
agencies, advertising, and branding side. Also, I am a fine artist. That's my heart and soul. Started out from early on as a child, painting and drawing, and just kind of went through all the schooling and turned it into a career.
I like it. How did the pandemic? I know a lot of things happened during the pandemic, and it was a springboard for a lot of things for a lot of people. How did it impact your exhibitions in 2020?
Well, obviously, it slowed things down a bit, but I think that we just kind of have to keep an open mind and try to look at alternatives. So a lot of stuff moved online, not as much, but I just dove into that space and tried to create opportunities. So I did have some exhibitions. I even won an award, a global award during that time. And again, the exhibition experience, some of them were virtual, which was really cool. And
Wow.
that opened the door in terms of my exploration of the metaverse and how to create the same type of, well, a similar experience online. And also, there was this whole NFT boom during that period. And I was, I immersed myself in that as well and experienced a couple of NFT exhibitions. I had one at the Samsung building in the meatpacking district. It was
Mm.
crazy. It was like sold out. I mean, of course, things started opening back up then. That was post pandemic, but it really was in. I think
Yeah.
it launched because of that. And then also the exhibitions that I've had through Expo, which is a a international brand, and what they do is they exhibit artists around the world. So I've been and had the opportunity to exhibit through them in New York as well as in LA and a few other places that I
Yeah.
lost track of. But this all had happened during the pandemic. And I did, again, a few NFT related projects
Yeah.
as well. And so it was just a matter of like diving into whatever was available and just trying to figure out solutions
Yeah,
in
a lot of
creating
new words got
opportunities.
yeah, a lot of new words got added to the dictionary, huh, during that time.
Hmm.
Pursue
Hmm. Hmm.
all kinds of NFTs and all kinds of things.
Hmm. 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 Exactly. Like even when I was received award from Conceptions Art, they're based here in New York, but they had a global exhibition,
Hmm.
and we artists from around the world participated. Before that, they were doing physical exhibitions, amazing all around the world. And so I never had the opportunity to have a physical exhibition with them. But when the virtual component was integrated, I was able to participate in that. And yeah, so it was a you know it was a interesting period in time where we just kind of like had to push the envelope, push the parameters, and beyond our comfort zone, and just like keep ourselves open. But I've always been working remote and virtually anyway, in conjunction to working in physical environments. So it really wasn't like a big leap for me.
Look at you've done a lot. Look at you, Sheila. I didn't.
Yeah, just to bring you up to speed, this year I worked with this new brand, Noblesse Privé, which is a quiet luxury fashion brand. And this year we actually premiered in Paris, which was
Wow.
pretty crazy.
Uh-huh.
We kicked off in Paris, and then the following few weeks we had the official launch at New York Fashion Week in New York. And and then we took over Times Square for a day and just had like
Mhm.
this billboard blowout experience. And now we're moving forward to roll out the full brand in the latter part of this year. So that's been an awesome experience. I came on board as the art director, and just pretty much a hybrid, creatively speaking.
Parlez-vous français?
Hmm.
You do.
And just moving forward, some of the other things I've accomplished this year was there's a platform, byblack.org, and I came on board as a creative director to rebrand it, also to help with the NFT royalty program, which is when you sign up, you get an NFT, and NFT is not being used the way NFTs are traditionally been used, but it's more used as a utility, which allows you to have opportunities to get benefits and discounts and stuff like that. That's open to every member. So that's been an ongoing experience this year, just rebranding and just expanding the presence of the brand, and introducing it to the nation. We launched in Oakland, California, and then we are doing a soft launch here in New York, Harlem.
Mhm.
And then following that, jumped into Pinkster. This was my third year participating in that as the creative director, and that's basically a festival that happens in upstate New York
Oh,
through
okay.
it's through Trans Art Cultural and
Mhm.
cultural service, which they house a whole bunch of different art, creative events throughout the year. Some of them are educational, cultural, musical, wide range, really, really quality events that they do for to celebrate us.
And when is
Uh,
that soft launch in Harlem? Maybe we can come and pay a visit.
we're still working that out. We're going to be pretty much launching during Harlem Week. Yeah, Harlem Week. So we're looking forward to that. So the soft launch will be in Harlem Week, during Harlem Week in Harlem.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
yeah, definitely we be posted
August.
on. Yeah, we'll definitely keep you posted on that. And we launched also a mobile app component this year, and that's still like being fleshed out. But
Yeah.
it's a work in progress. And basically, if you think of Buy Black, if you want to know more about it,
Yeah.
it's more like the Black Yelp.
Yeah.
That's how we identify it. And so outside of the clients and business stuff, I've also have an exhibition coming up in Thailand
Yeah.
at the end of the month.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that.
So
Tell us about the upcoming exhibition. So it's in Thailand this year?
yeah, Thailand. I got invited, and it's a nation global exhibition, and also it's a design exhibition and conference. So in this year we're exploring AI. And so it's like, that's such a new space still, but there's a lot of energy around it, of course, and it's taken off and it's moving so fast.
AI, good
Hmm.
or bad?
It's really too early to say, because I think there's a lot of fear-based information out there, but I think this is the time to explore, and this is also the time to, if it's coming, whether we like it or not. So it's the time to kind of get it in and just really get a full sense of it and figure out how we can utilize it in an effective way, as opposed to, it's going to disrupt to some degree, but how much it disrupts is up to each and every individual.
Yeah, look,
And I think it's a tool just like anything else. We have computers now. There probably was a time when people feared personal computers,
yeah,
but now we all use them. Smartphones, we all use them. So
it's
I
like a
don't think it's,
microphone. It's like a microphone, Sheila. You can use it for good or bad. I remember
yes,
when I first started, I was an intern. I was sitting in there with Hal Jackson and Debbie Jackson, and Hal kept teasing me, sort of. He kept tapping the mic. He says, "You know what this is about? You know what this is about?" And I looked at him like, to myself, it's a microphone.
right, right,
Yeah, it's
right,
something else in mind. You know what this is about?
right,
The power
right.
to, you learn later on the power to
Yeah,
influence and persuade and move people in certain directions, and people are fighting over a microphone. So I guess
right.
AI can be considered mm, used for good or bad. You know,
That's with everything, even the internet, right? But we have
yeah.
it here, we are, and there's a lot of good has come out of that. And speaking in terms of technology and pushing the needle forward in that space, I've been also invited to the Brooklyn Tech Week conference for this year. So I
Mm,
was invited as a guest speaker. Also, just received an opportunity to serve as the creative director for the festival as well. So I'm super excited about that. That takes place in November, and everyone's invited. So it's another way to learn more about the like all the technology that people probably feel like, man, they have to
mhm.
uh, have some, uh, access to certain people to get to information, but it's really available to all of us here.
Yeah,
And conference or a tech conference, or just basically, opening the door to, just explore, just be fearless about exploring.
yeah. So
Um,
you like music, huh?
Yeah, yes, I do. That's the core of who I am. I grew up in a creative household, so lots of music, lots of art. That's my theme song. I claim it because, people always sing that and play that for me when they meet me, and that's my song. I'm claiming it. And I used to like stop, don't do that, but now I just
Uh-huh.
embrace it.
The- the-
Speaking of music,
But
also I have,
I was going to ask you the
speaking of,
question. Tell us about your upcoming, you know, how do you describe your music, and what are you working? I know you're working on something right now.
yeah, I am. I have two music related projects, and one I'm going to talk about, which is a book project,
Ah,
and it's a celebration of hip hop.
oh,
So I'm collaborating with one of the professors from Howard University, Tony Medina. He's also a poet, and so we're collaborating. We're creating this. It's called Rock the Bells,
oh yeah.
and it's a tabletop book of art and poetry and literature. So we're
Yeah.
super excited about that. We'll be launching later on this summer. And musically, I'm still in explorative space. Everything inspires me, so I just
It-
try to keep myself open to like the things
ah,
that kind of like, whatever seeds that are planted in me, it comes out, in multiple ways.
what
So
better way to
I'm
keep
super
yourself
excited.
open than on open? Our program right here.
Yes,
Is
yes.
LL Cool J involved in your Rock the Bells project?
No. He can be if he wants to, but really, it's just a celebration of New York hip hop or the origin of hip hop, just honoring that and honoring, you know, the aspects and evolution of hip hop.
Yeah, because he has a Rock the Bells program. A lot of DJs
Yeah.
on it on XM radio.
Exactly. But
So
everyone identifies that song with the
yeah,
history of hip hop. So it's an iconic piece of music.
yeah, and you're also working on some short films, right?
I haven't been doing any film lately, but maybe you're planting some seeds out there for me.
Okay,
I haven't been doing any
you
films,
do so
but
much.
the last film that I was involved with, we actually it's on Apple TV now.
Hmm.
Dodo Titi, that's on Apple TV, and it's also available on Tubi.
Yeah.
I haven't checked lately,
Ah,
but it was on Tubi as well. So we got a lot of traction out of that. And I just go with the flow of things.
yeah.
But
Do you have a website where we can follow you because you have so many projects that you have worked on and continue to work on? Where can we go to take a peek at what you're continuing to do?
sure. People can visit SheilaP.com, and that's just SheilaP.com. And on that, I do have some of my art integrated. It's mostly client-based work, but you can find some things that are outside of that. And it's a site that I have that I'm housing all my creative endeavors, so it's growing. And also, that's pretty much it for now.
Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us, and you're always welcome to come back and share more. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you in a
Thank
bit.
you for having me. All
Well,
right.
they're calling now. They want to find out more about you. We'll take a break after that. More
Okay.
coming up next.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bob.
Hey, creative family. My name is Timothy Coleman, and I'm the Director of Education here at BronxNet. And I'm standing in BronxNet's Media and Technology Studios in the South Bronx because I want to let you know about an amazing program that we're bringing back that highlights the creativity of community members just like you. Emerging Media Makers is a show that introduces you to BronxNet's certified producers. They've taken a step in their creative journey by enrolling in BronxNet's media training classes. On this show, you'll get to see the many ways that our certified producers have created a space that's all their own. Emerging Media Makers, your passion lives here.
And welcome back. Hey, I'm Dr. Bob Lee. Our next guest is a Miami-based entrepreneur and celebrated vegan chef who joins us to promote her new plant-based project and highlight how she's inspiring others to embrace a healthier eating habit. And so please welcome to the show, Melissa Guzman. Melissa, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Melissa, where's the food? That's the food right off the bat.
I get that asked so many times.
Right off the bat,
The
right?
pictures.
Not how are you, how you doing, how you feeling. Where's the food?
When you cooking.
What you cooking? But you've been in it for some time. How did you get started?
So I was actually in the business of dogs. Then unfortunately I got sick with a aggressive autoimmune illness that landed me in a wheelchair. And then after that, I had to learn how to lower my inflammation so I could walk again. Luckily, going plant-based helped. It stopped the progression of my illness. And then I just started missing my Dominican food. And I'm just, at holidays and family gatherings, I just felt completely left out. So I learned how to remix my cultural foods into healthier, less inflammatory ones. And that's how the Caribe Vegan was born.
That's important right there because I love all kinds of foods from different cultures, but I have my Dominican spots too that I go to, and I love to get what I get when I go there. But sometimes you're right. Some of those foods cause inflammation and it's not a friend to the body all the time. So you have to do what you're doing. Find plant-based and other ways to reduce that inflammation.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I learned in my process of experimenting is that plantains are a superfood. I have ate plantains, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. Like, I mean, I love plantains. They're my favorite food. But I did not know that they were a superfood. And once I realized that it's not our cultural food that's unhealthy. It's just how we eat them that makes it unhealthy.
Yeah, yeah. I love them too. Sometimes I can travel, I'll have a bag of plantains right then. You can't stop. You go through the whole bag.
Yeah, exactly. They tend to be addictive, but a lot of the plantain products that are on the market now, they're all fried. And
Yeah.
one thing I definitely noticed is that a lot of times they're not the best oils. So I wanted to create an oil-free version.
Uh-huh. And you're right. It has the oils, it has the salt. And if you mix a number of different oils, that causes inflammation too.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to like one of the fast food restaurants, I'm not going to name any, but they're frying French fries. Sometimes that oil is cooking all day, just about.
Mm-hmm.
And so you cook it past a certain temperature, use it for so long, the chemical compound in the oil changes and now becomes carcinogenic.
Yes,
So you
correct.
probably, in your research, you probably found out about a lot of that and how to take care of something
Yeah.
that was bothering you.
Once you go down that dark internet black hole, you're just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, you have been putting all this stuff in my body all these years,
Yeah.
not knowing, just because we just didn't know any better.
So how did you come up with the idea? I mean, of course, you said you had a degenerative disease and you said, you know what, I need to do something else. And I go to the doctors, but they're going to give me something that's like a Band-Aid topical, but they're not going to get to the root of the problem. So you found out how to get to the root of your problem and you're helping others do the same.
Yeah, well, essentially, I started to notice that a lot of people had a lot of ailments. Like when they would find out that I was in a wheelchair and now, I was running a food truck or I have a food business now, which is not very easy to maintain. They always ask, like, how are you doing it? How are you, and I'm just like, I have to keep my inflammation down. So then they start asking questions and I realized that this is a real issue within my community. And essentially I made it my mission to help people that look like me not end up like me. So I just want them to eat better while it's a choice and not an obligation, how it was for me, where it was like I had to do it because I had to save my life. If you can just start making small steps now, you don't have to necessarily end up, how I did.
Yeah, yeah. And what advice would you give to people who want to try a vegan lifestyle?
I would say give yourself grace. Because in the beginning, I mean, I was like plant-based and then not plant-based every other week because every time a family function came around, I was like, forget it, I give up. Suffer the next day.
Yeah.
It just give yourself grace. If you're suffering from inflammation, remove things that are causing or ailments, remove the things that cause the most inflammation, which is usually sugar, dairy, and beef, and unfortunately in this country it's usually gluten. So those are usually the most inflammatory foods in this country. But start off small. Try replacing fried foods with non-fried foods. Try replacing your milk with your coffee with oat milk in your coffee. Like, those are just small steps that you can take, and you'll genuinely see that you'll feel better, and it just will motivate you to keep going.
And that bread is so good. The texture, you squeeze it and it bounces back. It has gluten in it. That's why it makes the texture good to your taste. But is it good for your intestines?
So let me tell you, when Oprah was like, I love bread. That was me. I identified with that. I understood it. I love bread, like bread with my coffee, like a buttered toast. Like, that's such a Miami thing. And to let that go is so hard for me, especially like growing up in New York. You have to have your bacon, egg, and cheese. Like, like, what do you mean I can't have these things? So it was really difficult. But if you think about how gluten is processed in this country, it's processed really quickly and it's over processed. Like in countries like Italy, where they eat pasta every day, they process their gluten so much slower. So it allows it, by the time it gets to your plate, you can digest it so much faster. Unfortunately, in this country, because I don't have, I don't have like the allergy to gluten or anything like that. Like if I eat it, I won't die. But if I do have it, I will get inflamed. I'll be in pain. I'll be achy. And if I go outside the country, it's a different story. I don't experience those symptoms. So sometimes you just have to adjust to your surroundings.
Yeah. What do you have there? Can you see this picture right here?
Yeah, so that was one of the things I served on my food truck. It was just like a Dominican charcuterie board. So we would like air fry the plantains sometimes. We would have empanadas. We would have, just different things that people were used to having on a regular basis on a like Latin-based diet. But we just tried to find ways to make it a little bit healthier.
Yeah, was that tostones with the avocado?
Yeah, tostones. Yeah, tostones, avocado, pickled onion, things like that. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and they're good when they're fresh like that. Oh man! But you can tell when somebody brings them out and they've been sitting there for a while, or they try to redo them. They try to
where we try to fry them and stuff like that.
Come on, I know. Bring that back. Let me have the other one. So, what are some of the things that you're cooking, and how are you going to expand your business?
So before I wanted to start my products with like vegan seafood, I really wanted to go into that route. So I was making like sauces, marinades, and like these vegan fish nuggets. That's when I first started. However, it's really expensive to try to get into retail that way. So then one day I was actually really sad because I realized how expensive it is to get into grocery stores, and plantains are usually my comfort food. And I have like a air fryer that has like every button known to man, and instead of putting it on air fry, I put it on dehydrate, and I realized like, oh wait, there's just like a chewy texture to it, which is nice. And then I ate them and I didn't spasm, because usually when I eat fried plantains, they make me spasm. So then I was like, oh, if I put some different kind of like, some of the chef profiles that I've used on some of the other foods that I've had, like I used to make spicy pineapple crab cakes. And so I took kind of like that flavor profile and put it onto my plantains. And now I have a tropical punch flavor. I used to have a plantain sundae where I took plantain, put ice cream, strawberries, chocolate syrup, and stuff like that on it. And now I have a true chocolate flavor of the Plantain Jerky. And then I have the classic garlic. So it's really what I'm focusing right now. It's just on the Plantain Jerky, trying to get it to a home near you, because it is a superfood snack that's super easy on the go, and it's amazing to travel with, especially with the prices in the airports now. It's like, just take a bag of Plantain Jerky and it'll keep you full, because it has fiber in there, and now you don't have to spend $20 on an airport meal.
Yeah, and who wants peanuts? On the plane when you can have that.
You can take dehydrated fruit on the plane.
Exactly. So what's the connection between tryptophan and plantains that make people happy? I know tryptophan, during Thanksgiving, people talk about it from time to time, because inside the turkey has tryptophan in it. It makes people relax and go to sleep a little bit. That's the same thing?
Plantains, they naturally produce serotonin. So the serotonin is usually what gives you like a boost of happiness to it. And then people are just genuinely happy when they're eating plantains, because at the end of the day, you can eat plantains by themselves and they're absolutely delicious. So, but yeah, they do have a boost of serotonin, and they have so many good for you nutrients in them. So they have folate, they have magnesium, fiber, potassium, so many just vitamin A, K, so many wonderful benefits to them.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, be honest, how many times do you slip and say, all right, I'm going to suffer, but I need to reward myself. I got to get some old-fashioned Dominican food.
It is not worth it to me. And it's just not. It's because I suffer so much the next day, or just even the afternoon, by just a couple hours. Like I look like I'm 8 months pregnant, and it's like people are like, "Oh my God, you're in, congratulations!" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just So it's like, no, I don't want to experience that. And as you get older, it's like your body really starts to yell at you. So I just learned how to Yeah, it'll let you know. So I've learned how to like make replacements. Instead of using regular white rice, I use quinoa, but I season it like Spanish rice,
Yeah.
Instead of using the harmful chemicals of from some of the seasonings that are on the market today, I try to make my own, or I go with, more healthier alternatives for seasoning. So it's like I just try to control more what's on my plate.
So where can we? You don't have the food truck anymore. Where can we experience these foods?
So right now I have the plantain jerky available on my website, thecaribevegan.com. I will expand my product base once the plantain jerky is a little bit more stable. It's just right now I just wanted to focus on one thing, and then I'll expand because I do have like a lot of sauces and other products that will be available.
Plantain jerky. Gotta check it out. We're gonna find you. So just go to the website and we'll find out how to order it too, right?
Yes, correct.
You can order from the website. All right. Melissa, thank you so much. Any shout outs, quick shout outs? You got 30 seconds. Want to say hello to anybody that's watching you?
No, I'm just super happy to be here. Very grateful. If you have any questions or someone that's suffering with an autoimmune illness, please call me. I'm more than happy to speak to them, just because it can feel very lonely. So if you're out there and you're suffering and just need someone to talk to or some advice to give you in the right direction, I'm more than happy to help, because I'm here to help my community.
I appreciate you. We love you. You know that, right? Thank you. You can soothe you can soothe the bloating stomach and so much more. Melissa Guzman, the founder, the Carib Vegan. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll take a break. I've got more tasty things to check out coming up next on Open. Welcome back. Our next guest, he's an entrepreneur, and he's no stranger to the show. He's a co-founder of Greenhaus Boutique. We'll learn about these. He has a brother, two brothers from Ghana, how they are positively impacting their community, and highlight how they are trying to promote health and wellness through the use of CBD products and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Vladimir Mperey. Welcome.
Good morning, Dr. Bob Lee. How you doing?
All right. Good. How's your brother? I know you got your brother Mike, who started it out.
He's good. Busy as usual,
Yeah. He's a conductor. He works in the subway system.
So he's the brain behind like the trains. So his job is basically automating all the trains on Amtrak. So from the MTA to Amtrak, they try to make the train selfless, without any human interaction for now, minimum. So his job is to computerize all the trains, and it's kind of fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
So once again, how did you guys come together to come up with the business that you guys are working in?
Pain management. Michael is a bodybuilder, Mr. New Jersey. He's IVF pro. Yeah, I know, right? And me, my soccer background, me dealing with pain, we hate taking their pills and everything else. So we were trying to find a natural regimen, and we came across CBD, and we started using it, and it was so effective that we believed in the product so much that we actually had to open up a business around it, so we can actually show people and also express and educate people about the products, because as you know, cannabis has been so stigmatized that they made it such a bad thing, but it's actually such a great product for you. So
Is that a
yeah.
is that a spray-on product that we just saw?
That one, the first one was
Bye-bye
actually
pain.
for bath. So you put in your bathtub and you just soak yourself in. You immerse yourself, and it actually works your body out and relaxes you as you're taking a bath, a bubble bath. I like to take bubble baths, so that's one of the products for that as well. So
And it worked for you because you were a football player, right?
yeah,
Playing
soccer
soccer.
player. Yeah, it worked
Yeah.
for me very much. Yeah, and I was dealing with chronic pain, so my biggest issue was my back pain, and I'm telling you right now, I'm a walking testimony, and it's amazing. So yeah, it definitely worked for me, and it worked for my brother as well. He recently just torn his tricep working out, and that was one of the products that actually helped speed his recovery. So that was good.
Well, Vladimir, a lot of people looking for pain relief. So many Americans or just people around the world are suffering from pain, and
Yes.
you have stepped into a pretty good position to try to help relieve that pain.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that is even we get doctors that come in all the time to our store, and they're like, we went to school for 8 years, 16 years, and you guys just basically solving issues, and so it's pretty good. I always encourage people to take a natural supplement, especially the way things are. Everybody's trying to stay away from the chemicals, and so I'm a big believer in that as well. Me being from Ghana, African background, everything is organic. So we're trying to stay true to the cause by bringing organic products that are sourced, and we do know where the products are coming from. So we work with a bunch of vendors that that we do know where the products coming directly from. So which is very good and effective as well.
I mean, you've come a long way. Where do we go from here? What are the goals of the business?
Oh, the goals of the business. We just partnered up with Euphoric Smoke Shop. It's a brand. They actually also been in the business around the same time as we have. We try to do bigger things. As of right now, they own 6 locations. So we're trying to expand, but actually expand in a more organic way without just doing it what everybody usually does. We want to try to make sure that people are actually understanding the products they are consuming, not just buying it because they want to get high or they want to just feel relaxed, but actually do understand what they're actually buying and actually taking, because that's a very, very important part.
Yeah, you hooked up with a smoke shop, but that was a drink that you were showing just a little while ago. Right?
Yeah, they do have a drink shop. Smoke shop usually carry stuff that you can use.
You can buy and drink. Yeah.
Them partner up with us, we're more of like a luxury brand. It was a dream come true. So the partners, Joe and Lois, they are amazing guys. So we all 4 of us get along, which is unheard of. And I think
well, big shout out to you guys, and thank you for helping people.
Definitely.
So you had different names on those drinks.
Yeah.
Do they all do the same thing, or they're just different flavors?
Yeah, basically they all do the same thing. They all get you a nice relax, because a lot of people are trying to stay away from alcohol. The alcohol have a negative vibe, and the CBD and THC drink mixture has a positive vibe. So basically, you can drink without getting high. At the same time, it just takes the stress off, take the edges off. I found that in a lot of meetings when I'm sitting in front of people and they get a little bit anxious, they get a little bit nervous. I'm like, why don't you just have a drink? And like within 5 minutes, they're like having a full conversation. They don't even know that the drink actually helped them in the process, taking down the edge and bringing down the stress level down. So I always recommend people to, after a long day or while you're at work, just bring down a notch. You want to stay focused. We even serve coffee in our shop as well that have THC and CBD combination, which gives you that focus. Especially coffee kind of gives you a crash, but this one is just the consistency of you making sure you're staying focused while you are working. So we provide that as well in our shop, where people can come and sit and actually work on your laptop and have a sip of coffee that's infused a little bit. All that is pretty good as well. That
real good coffee, right?
Yeah, I'm actually having that right now.
There you go. All right. Hey, I went to a convention, Vladimir, and everybody did whatever they wanted to do during the convention. They went to the workshops, did all of that stuff. But then they had this party on the beach, and they had a DJ there, and people walking around talking, holding glasses and doing the. But then they had a little tent where it had products like yours, where people can just go in and sit and sip, or they had oils too, I think.
Yeah, the tinctures, they are amazing.
Yeah.
And one of the best thing that we actually did was we partnered up with Yarelys. Yarelys is a brand that's out of South Carolina. Their products were made by the indigenous people native to the land. It's called Yarelys 1630. 1630 means that they've been around since 1630. These are the original, indigenous people to the land, and their farmland is in South Carolina. One is in Florida, and they source out this organic product. And I'm telling you right now, there is second to none because their product is terpenes based, and it's amazing. Anywhere from back pain to relaxation to inflammation, even antifungi. It helps so many. This company, I swear by it because I use the product myself. So I think that is they're going to make a big impact. They're starting to make some movement, and I think it's catching on, and people love it.
And your company carries it?
Our company carries it. Actually, we are one of the only companies in New Jersey that carries it at the moment. So it's David Shelley. He's one of the founders. He's an amazing friend of mine, and they are doing such a great work up in there. So this is a New York-based company too. So they're trying to take this international, and it's taken by Orally. So they have topicals as well, launching very soon. So we're gonna be having a party for them in our store.
When is this party? Because you have to invite us over there so we can see.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're in the planning stage of the party right now, so we're trying to launch it right in the middle of summer. So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have some cameras in here, some celebrities in here, like you, of course.
And you have to invite us. And if you need a DJ, you just let us know. I'll host it for you also.
Definitely.
But I'm gonna go to a video right now. Let's check this out. Here we go. Wow. Yeah, food and everything there. And it was so crowded. Yeah. What was that, a grand opening?
Yeah, that was our grand opening. And we do a lot of events here. We actually have an upcoming event coming soon as well. So we set up the space where people can come and actually throw events and do a little bit networking. So just to have people to have a space where we don't charge for it because we want people to come to a space where they don't feel like they're being attacked constantly by you got to pay this, you got to pay that. But it's an open space where you can come and enjoy the product as well as using the space to network or using the space to sit down. So
I see you with the mic in your hand. You look like a broadcaster.
I know. We had this Everton Bergen came in and did a quick interview, which was amazing. Also, they're very, very good marketing media company up here in Jersey as well. So they do a pretty good job trying to capture the businesses around here. And that was one of the things that I did. I love getting myself out there, networking, and that's actually beautiful. Getting people to know about the products as well.
All right. Give us your social media and what's the address so I can come on down and wave a hand and pay you a visit.
200 Main Street in the heart of Fort Lee. It's right on the corner of Slusher and Main, Unit 6. It's in the heart of Fort Lee. You can't miss it. It's right in the center. So we are here. People can come in, check us out, There's a little mini park across the street, they can sit as well. So yeah.
And your website is greenhausboutique.com?
Yeah, greenhausboutique.com. They can come check us out.
Your brother comes down from time to time, or you're there most of the time?
Oh yeah, Michael comes down. We usually do the weekend shift, so he comes in, and then we make sure that we check and see everything is all right. And also our new partners, everybody's spread up across the board, so we try to help the employees as much as possible, but also make sure that we actually know what is going on with our business, because people love to see the face, and when they come in, they're excited to see who's behind the product and everything about us. So we want to keep that going to make sure people are, our clients are happy as well.
Listen, brother, give my love to Mike and the family and everybody, okay?
I will definitely do it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You got it. And we'll see you soon. You're always welcome to come back and share more.
Likewise.
Vladimir Mperey.
Thank you.
Entrepreneur and co-founder, Greenhaus Boutique. We love you, man. Thank you. We'll take a break. I've got more open coming up next. Keep it right there. Boom. That's how you stop and jump right back into it. Hey, listen, our next guest is a real estate advisor, and she's with us to speak about the benefits of a unique program designed to help homeowners unlock the hidden potential of their property. To share some hidden gems on how you can generate additional income, cover your mortgage too, and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Gail Allen. Gail, welcome.
Thank you. What a joy to be here with you, Dr. Bob Lee. To be with you again, it's a pleasure.
I haven't seen you in a while. What happened to you? I know you're out there making all this money and everything and helping other people make money, but you need to come in and share it more often.
Well, so much is happening in the housing market.
Yeah.
We have an affordability crisis now because of rising interest rates.
Yes.
I think since 2022, the Feds have raised the interest rates, I believe, 11 times, would you believe? So, I mean, that's kind of like, you would think it would stymie the housing market, but it hasn't, because borrowers, people who are working, people coming into this country, they want to be homeowners, property owners. They want to invest in the housing market. Real estate is the key to generational wealth. But we have an issue now because we have low inventory, not that much homes, not that many homes are on the market, because sellers are saying to themselves, well, gee whiz, I would love to cash in on the equity, but the interest rates are so high. You got to think, in 2019, 2020, interest rates were around what? 2.65%, 2.5%, 3%, 3.5% 30-year fix. So now they're approximately what, 7.5% 30-year fix. So in 2019, when you had this interest rate, when you first received it, your payment may have been something like $1,900 on a $450,000 loan. Not bad at all. Yeah. Now we're talking about that same loan. If you were to try to buy a home and you had a mortgage for $450,000, your payment would be $3,000. That's $1,000 more.
Yeah.
Your interest rate would be something like 7.5%. So those homeowners that would love to sell or buy another property are saying, well, where am I going to go? I can't buy something else. I can't step up with the interest rates being so high. So we have low inventory. And then at the same time, we have first-time home buyers wanting to run and jump into the fray and get all kinds of pre-approvals just to realize the affordability factor is going to hold them back, because they really can't afford a $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 home with an interest rate of 7.5%, 8%. Private mortgage insurance make that 8% look like it's 8.5% or 9%.
When do you think they're going to relax the interest rates so that people can feel free to buy?
They're looking at slowing down inflation. This is what they want. And unfortunately, we have to walk lockstep with the Feds. But what we have is something called house hacking It isn't a new idea.
House hacking.
You know, it kind of reminds you of years ago in the South with the black people and up north when you were short on the rent, you had house parties and you were able to make your rent because of a house party.
Yeah.
And you would have the party in your home or in the apartment. Well, now we're talking about house hacking being the concept or way of viewing or looking at real estate differently. Instead of it being a 4-bedroom single family home and you're falling behind in the mortgage payments or you're getting late with your bills because of the mortgage payment, you now have the concept of renting out those 2 rooms or taking a garage and turning it into an accessory dwelling.
Wow. And you can legally do that? Because usually some people come after you. You can't put a sink, get a bathroom in there or something like that.
There are certain municipalities now that are feeling the pressure. Why are they feeling the pressure? Why? Because they want taxes. If you want to collect taxes from homeowners must be able to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And if the tax bill is unaffordable and the house and the mortgage goes belly up, well, that's less money coming into the city. So now they've decided, well, let's be wise. We've got to meet the homeowners halfway now because we're going to suffer. We will not be able to afford our annual budget without receiving monies from homeowners in terms of taxes.
Yeah. And who knows it better than you? I mean, you've been doing this for so long. You got your hands on whatever is happening as far as real estate. Are there any special permits needed for house hacking?
Well, it depends on where you live. Certain towns, you should always call the municipality and say, listen, I have a backyard, large backyard, and I would like to put an accessory dwelling, or you can drop a container home, or you can do a modular home.
Yeah.
Or you can take your garage, if it's large enough, you can convert it into an apartment. Or you can take your attic and turn your attic into an extra room or 2 rooms. You can do some towns will allow you to use your basement. If you can't rent your basement out to a person as living quarters, then you can always turn and look at someone who has a small business, maybe a photographer that needs to store his or her equipment.
A foundation that needs an office space or something like that they don't mind paying $800 to $1,000 a month on.
Absolutely. And that $800 to $1,000 a month will help you because now you can say, gee whiz, I purchased this home in 2019. My interest rate was 3%. If I refinance, I'm going up to 7.5%. But gee whiz, I've got $200,000 in equity since I purchased this home. I would love to tap into that equity. But if I do so, I'm going to put my budget at risk unless I bring in more income. House hacking is a way of bringing in more income. So now you can refinance. Now you can pull out that extra $100,000 or $200,000 that has appreciated in your home because of the equity that you have, and you can maybe buy another property, or you can start that business, or you can help that child through college.
Yeah, I have homes that started out as investment properties. I have homes that are paid for in full. You mean to tell me you can use that equity to go in and buy another property or do something special with it?
Absolutely. You can use, if you have a home and it's mortgage free, all right, and it has a market value of $500,000. Well, that's $500,000 worth of equity. You can turn that into cash. But let's go back to 2018, 2019. Your interest rate was 3%. You want to refinance.
Yeah.
Because you have equity and you're afraid to touch it. That is where you can refinance and pull out that extra $200,000. But if you're house hacking, if you're renting out the basement, if you renovated the attic, if you have an accessory dwelling in the backyard, if you rented the garage to a small business that needs storage space, now you're able to move forward and honor that new debt in good faith, because what? You've erased or you removed the affordability factor.
Yeah. You always find a way to do it. I tell you that. I got to give it to you. Listen, there are a lot of people who want to jump into it for the first time. What are some of the challenges that first-time home buyers and real estate agents face in 2024 and beyond?
Well, again, we're looking at as long as interest rates remain where they are, we're going to always have an issue with qualifying first-time home buyers for their first home or second home. The problem is knowing what you can actually spend. The pre-approval that's given to you by a mortgage rep or bank, and that I am as well, you've got to be sure that you can afford the property, and you've got to look at your debt, and you've got to look at the taxes and the insurance, and you've got to look at your monthly expenses. All that has to be considered before you buy a home. But if the smart money, here's what the smart money I believe is doing. They're buying homes and with house hacking in mind. In other words, do not allow house hacking to be like, an afterthought after you purchase the home. She was like a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. I should have afforded, or I should have purchased maybe that 3 or 4 bedroom home with the extra mother and daughter apartment in the basement or the attic. Buy property that has the ability or offers the potential to be expanded, that you can actually earn money from. That's how I think going forward in 2024, 2025, first-time home buyers and investors should look at purchasing home. Don't say, gee, this is a beautiful condominium or townhome and it's 3 bedrooms and I'm going to use this, my sister. Try to be able to expand. How can this unit help you?
Good. Hey, I got 30 seconds left. You have something coming up on the 19th, or you want to just elaborate on that house hacking program?
We've got a fantastic program coming up on the 19th. It's going to be held at Greenhaus Boutique, and that's at 200 Main Street. That's Jersey. Okay. And we are going to be talking about house hacking, what to do, how to get started, how much money do you need? Not very much. How to screen your tenants. You just can't have any kind of tenant. Where should you find your tenants? And you can also reach me, of course, at Real Talk Real Estate Matters at gmail.com. So that's Real Talk Real Estate Matters at gmail.com. I'd love to have you there. Listen, we're going to serve refreshments. We're going to have beverages, and we're going to answer and talk about how anyone can get started with house hacking. And if you're looking for a home in the luxury market, you can house hack that as well.
And you're gonna help people feel good about themselves at that spot.
Feel good about yourself, feel good about your home.
Thank you so much. Gail Allen, real estate advisor. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank our guests for joining us. You, our viewers, for tuning in and checking it all out. We appreciate you so much. You can continue following us on BronxNet TV, all right, social media. Thank our host and everybody. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time. And always remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. So say you can and you will. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'll catch you another day, another way. I'll see you on the radio over 107.5 WBLS. We love you all.